Phil Phails at writing a theme song. He doesn't know the words to sing. If success is the flash in the pan, my friend, then failure's most everything.
Welcome to Phil Phails. My name is Philip Jones, and this is a status update.
Phil Phails for you. Phil Phails for you.
Take two, really. This is the second time. And goodness, uploading all of this stuff to DaVinci Resolve, which is what I use to edit, and then seeing my face, my close-up. You guys don't understand the depths of my self-hate or self-loathing. I was like my teeth, the space in my teeth, my beard, my stupid bald head, oh my God, shadows, Carl Jung is in the background, just come on, shadows, let's get out there. Let's talk to this dude. My goodness. Luckily, this main close-up camera was just not as sharp as I wanted it to be, so I scrapped all of it, and I'm giving it another run. But I clearly do not feel pretty enough to entertain people, to create content. I've been thoroughly indoctrinated with you have to be Brad Pitt level in order to create content and to entertain people. And that's not true. I'm betting on that not being true. I'm betting that there's a place for all kind of people, and I'm one of those all kind of people. So this is who I am, warts and all. This is take two for status update. Luckily, I got a fresh run through it, so it should be better than the first time. Let's see. At least this close-up camera will be in focus. What is present for me coming into this status update? 3 things are present. Number 1, I feel disappointment at where the channel is, at where the view count is in social media, the engagement. I don't think I've found my audience yet. And at the same time, I'm so grateful for everybody that has visited my channel, made a comment, whether it was good or bad. Goodness, sometimes it seems like the only people that comment are negative people, but I appreciate you. Thank you for giving me the feedback you've given me. Thank you for viewing a short or viewing a longer format video and taking the time to type in the comments. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I've got over 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. In other social medias, it's a little different, but that's kind of my primary metric. I'm really grateful. And at the same time, I'm disappointed. Here I am over a year in, I wanted there to be a bazillion subscribers and a lot more engagement. And I'm not there yet. I'm still finding my audience, and disappointment is present with us today as I'm sharing and making this video. The second thing is I'm really excited about stuff that's going to happen. I'm excited about the projects that are going to happen with Phil Phails, the meetings I've had with people, and the things that we've discussed. And I'm going to share some of that with you during this video. The third thing that's present is fear. Fear is here and some anxiety too. I am going to need to stretch to do some of these projects. For a year and a half, or a little bit under a year and a half, I've done everything pretty much in this room. Me sitting here, a guest sitting over there, interviewing, one-on-one format. And for the things to come, I think it's going to be more than just me. I think there's going to be multiple people in some of these shows, and I think there are going to be other locations. I'm going to talk to you guys about that, but I feel fear right now in embarking on those new skill sets, embarking on those new things I'm going to need to do, new lessons I'm going to need to learn. Oh my God, there's a ton of failing I have to do with this show. Technical failing with cameras and lights and locations and audio. And I feel like I just got comfortable with this. and now it's time to stretch. So those things are present right now. Those three things. There is disappointment present. There's a lot of excitement present. And there's also fear present. And I guess there's overwhelming gratitude that I'm able to do this, able to talk into these cameras. Shout out to Austin Public. Shout out to, the city of Austin for supporting this journey with the equipment. And gratitude is definitely there. It buoys my spirits without a doubt. Okay. So let's go through those points one by one. I'm not going to stick with disappointment for too long. It's present. I've been doing this for about a year, and I think I started in December of 2024, maybe November. It took a while to take all the certification classes and to learn all the equipment. So my first upload might have been in April or March. So I've been releasing content since April or so. It took me a while to have a bunch of interviews and get, I wanted to have 20 or 30 interviews before I even started releasing them. So it's been that long, and I want it to be further. Goodness, I want it to be further. I want to have 1 million subscribers. I want to have engagement. I want to have more likes. I want to have more follows. I want them to have more. I'm like that lady from the Willy Wonka and Chocolate Factory, Violet Beauregard. Give it to me. Don't care how. I want it now. I want it now. I want it now. So living through the building phase is a thing, and kind of suffering through that building phase. It takes a while to grow a show. It takes a while to find an audience. It takes a while to develop concepts. It takes a while to develop concepts, to build a narrative, to find a voice, to build the technical expertise. And I'm doing all that. I'm still disappointed, or disappointment is here. Disappointment is here. You might notice I'm saying that instead of like putting I into it. I just released this episode with Mamata Misra on mindfulness-based stress reduction, and she talked about non-attachment to the emotions. Just take I out of it. So disappointment is here. I don't have to let ego grab onto that and make it me. Anyway, so that's why I'm taking the I out of a lot of those statements. I'm reminded of something a yogi said to me yesterday after a yoga class. She said she was into permaculture, and she shared that year one was to plant a seed and have it root down. Year two was to shoot, have it come up out of the ground and kind of like shoot up its leaves. And year three was to fruit, to actually have, a harvest, to bear fruit for a plant. And that makes me feel good. This is a plant. I'm in coming into year two. This is my shooting year. My plant is coming out of the ground and springing out some leaves and gonna start photosynthesizing. It makes sense. I've been doing a lot of rooting, learning the equipment, learning how to reach out to folks, learning how to do interviews, learning how to find my way when I'm sitting in front of these cameras, learning how to accept my look, my view, my communication, and improving it over time. Man, editing these things, seeing my face and hearing my voice over and over and over again, it's something, y'all. It is something. Yeah, I think it might be an exercise everybody should embark on. It invites self-love, self-compassion, acceptance. Oftentimes I want to sound more intelligent or more articulate. Oftentimes I want to look more attractive or put together. gosh, there's a couple episodes where like a button was unbuttoned and my belly was showing, and it took everything for me to release those and just accept it. I'm not perfect. Phil Phails at close. So disappointment's present. It'll pass, but it's here right now. Number 2. What's number 2? Excitement for things to come. I've had some meetings. I've talked to people on the phone. I've visited people in person. I am transitioning into a different kind of phase of Phil Phails. The synergy phase. We're calling this the synergy phase. Welcome to it. Phil Phails at synergy. It's basically like I'm looking for an exchange of energy, a bartering with the people that I work with. And the synergy is threefold. It's I get value, I get something personally, whether that's materials like, I don't know, could be wheels for my tires for my wheels, or maintaining my bike, or mentorship and private instruction, or attending classes or access to a studio. It could be a lot of things, but there's an exchange of energy that comes with the relationships. Editing these things takes a long time. It's a full-time job. And I want an exchange. So there's kind of skin in the game for everybody. I'm going to do something. I'm going to commit to editing and releasing long format, medium format, and then shorts, and going on a journey with people where I'll learn and grow, and my personal life will be benefited. Yeah, that's the first part of the synergy. Second part of the synergy is the people I work with will be benefited. They'll be showcased in a certain way. They'll have content to support their business or their discipline. That's 2. I really want the people I work with to get something out of it. I wanted them to leave happy and excited about what we create together. That's the second part of the synergy. The third part of the synergy is about you guys, you over there. It's about edutainment, I guess, like infotainment, entertainment coupled with education and information. I think that's what I do. This isn't, comedy, although I want to be silly and I want to do comedy. This isn't necessarily drama, although I like when there's dramatic moments and there's authenticity and vulnerability. It's kind of, educational, edutainment. So I want an audience to be entertained. I want to find that audience and for them to get value out of the content. So that's the 3 parts of the synergy. It's me personally benefiting, it's the people I work with benefiting, and it's you, the audience, benefiting. So what's coming down the pipe? What's going to happen? I've met with some folks. I met with a yoga studio called Studio Satya, or Satya. I'm going to figure out how to pronounce that. I probably should have already, but Phil Phails at pronunciation right now. Studio Satya. It's in Austin. It's right up the street. They've got 3 owners, and I've met 2 of them now, and I've attended 2 of their yoga sessions. I've done yoga with 2 of the co-owners. I'm looking forward to meet the 3rd one tomorrow morning and doing yoga with her. We've talked about kind of a partnership where they can take me on a journey of yoga, where I can learn and grow through their mentorship and participation in their yoga community at their studio. I can showcase their studio and them individually. I'll be able to interview the 3 co-owners. And I was thinking it'd be some kind of like yogi eye for the mindful guy, kind of like a queer eye for the straight guy type of thing, but with yoga, where each one would have a different discipline or domain of expertise, and they would all influence me and grow my yoga my own personal yoga practice. The benefit I get from that is I'll get to go to their studio, their yoga studio. I'll get one-on-one interviews and education from them through our time together. I'll get perhaps some one-on-one instruction in yoga, maybe yoga privates. I don't know. We haven't sussed all that out. I'm open-minded. What they'll get is showcased on Phil Phails. You guys will see my journey of yoga through the lens of Studio Satya and these yoga instructors, these yogis. And we're trying to think of SMART goals right now. I think SMART goals is going to be the thing that I come up with everybody I work with. I'd like there to be some journey of growth that I share with the audience, and I think metrics might be helpful for that. So, the SMART goal is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. So I'm going to develop some SMART goals with everybody, with the yogis and anybody that I work with. It's going to be, with the journey comes, what are we trying to attain? Do we attain it? How do I share that journey over time? And yeah, I think yoga is an interesting one to think through. If anybody in the audience is a yogi, y'all, let me know what kind of metrics you think. What are SMART goals for yoga? I think some way of doing balance or flexibility or mindfulness, but how do you show metrics around that? Like a metric example would be body weight, but body weight's not good for yoga. I could see like range of motion, maybe like how stretchy am I? How far can I get into a pose? Or we're brainstorming these, and I welcome any kind of feedback from people. So that's one thing, is the yoga. There's another yoga instructor that I'm talking to named Jennifer Coates. She's a yoga instructor at Crux, which is the gym that I go to. It's a bouldering, rock climbing gym, but they also have an amazing fitness program. They have an amazing yoga program, and I attend all of that. I'm a really big fan of Crux, and Jennifer's a yoga instructor there. And we've been talking about having her on the show, and I think she's coming on the show pretty soon. She's going to talk about yoga. She's going to talk about a lot of stuff. We have the best conversations before yoga. While she eats dinner, we kind of just explore all kinds of topics. I think the last time we were there, we talked about narcissism. We've talked about the telepathy tapes. We've talked about narcissism. We've talked about, she's a witch, so we've talked about her witchiness, and we've talked about how she was a whale in a past life. We've talked about a bunch of stuff, and I'm excited to have her on the show and explore all that stuff and more, and yoga, and see what kind of relationship we could develop. The third one is Ashton Johnson. She's a lifting and running coach. She's got a company called Propulsion Business, coaching people, helping people find optimal fitness. She's been on the show, Phil Phails at Lifelong Learning. Go check out that episode. It was amazing. Her life story is just a beautiful story of someone overcoming tremendous adversity and succeeding, finding success over and over again, discipline, learning. It's an amazing story. Go back and check out Ashton Johnson's. But we've talked about having a relationship and finding that synergy together where I learn, I get benefit from lifting, experience, expertise, mentorship, maybe programming, maybe some one-on-ones. We don't know. We haven't talked about the particulars, but I want to showcase her. I want to showcase how she trains folks. I want to be a part of that. I want her to help program my fitness journey when it comes to strength and conditioning, lifting, maybe even running. I've been running with my daughter who's in cross country and track, and we've been running a lot lately. That's kind of one of the things we do together. So Ashton Johnson's going to be really cool. I'm excited about her and our project together. Another project is with a therapist. I met with a therapist. I'm not ready to share her name. I'm still waiting to see if she wants to do it, but all the signs were positive that she was down. She's a LCSW. She's a therapist. I want to have a therapist on over time, like, a 6-month journey with the same therapist where we talk about different personality disorders, different ways that humans express, different healing modalities. So on the on the personality disorder side, it could be like narcissism personality disorder, or OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, or bipolar, or a lot of these kind of ways that humans are, some neurodivergent expressions like autism or like ADHD, some of these different ways that humans show up in the world. I just want to be more informed, and I want to share that with the world. What do all these look like? How do we have compassion and empathy for these people? How do we, know how to behave or to accommodate different types of people, and also healing modalities from cognitive behavioral therapy, dialectical behavioral therapy, maybe EMDR, or ketamine assisted psychotherapy, or all the stuff that's going on with psychedelics. Like, just diving into therapy modalities for healing, diving into the different ways that people show up in the world from a behavioral perspective. And I'm excited to have that. Overwhelmingly, what is occurring here is a greater depth of relationship with people. I noticed with Grant Potts, he's someone that I've seen the most. I've had the most episodes with Grant Potts. We do the Phil Phails at Philosophy Book Club. I've noticed that on those episodes, in those times that we share together, I'm the most comfortable. I'm the most myself. I'm the most able to kind of let my hair down, so to speak. And I think that's helpful. I think it's great for the audience. I think it's great for me. I think it's great for Grant. And those episodes have gotten the most engagement, the most views, the most kind of like action, if you will. And I think that's because the audience gets to know someone over time, gets to know our relationship over time, and we get to know each other. We get to know each other in the context of the show and what we're exploring. For Grant, it's philosophy. For the folks, for the co-owners of Studio Satya, oh my goodness, for Studio Satya, it's going to be yoga. For Jennifer, it'll be yoga. For Ashton Johnson, it's going to be lifting. It's going to be fitness. For, the therapist, it's going to be therapy modalities and mental health. For Grant's going to keep on coming on. We're going to do philosophy. We're rocking with that. These are some of the things I'm really excited to have coming down the pipe. And they all kind of start to show a body of work. They kind of start to show what is Phil Phails about. Kind of like if you were in a museum and there was an impressionistic painting, kind of the further back you get from it, it starts to become clear as the optical color mixing happens and the edges form on these like messy colors, right? As I step back from Phil Phails, I see 3 domains of interest and exploration, and that's mind, body, and spirit. Philosophy is mind and spirit as we explore Buddhism and we explore philosophy. Yoga is body and spirit as we explore movement, balance, and mindfulness. Fitness is body and mind as we explore, strength and conditioning the body and optimal fitness. We also explore mindset and the type of mental, the confidence and the discipline and the type of mindset that will kind of fuel the growth that I'm looking for. This all takes mindset. With therapy, that's going to be mind and body, the neurobiology, like Dan Siegel, the interpersonal neurobiology, or the brain chemistry. Mental health is all about mind, but it's also about body. So I see these 3 domains kind of coming together with Phil Phails, and I'm excited. Mind, body, and spirit. So, what have we discussed? What was present? Oh no, I still have a third one, the fear, right? We discussed the first one, which is disappointment. We discussed the second one, which is what's about to happen. What am I excited about? The third one is the fear I have. To do these new projects, I'm going to branch out from the one-to-one format. I'm going to branch out from being just me and a guest to maybe me and 3 guests, as all the co-owners from Studio Satya want to come on and us all have kind of a roundtable. What about getting all the people from Mind, Body, Spirit together with Grant? He's already mentioned wanting to do kind of a more roundtable thing. And I think that'd be great to have Grant and the yogis and the fitness and the therapist, having everybody together. And that's a technological advancement that brings fear into this room with me. I'll have to have more mics. I'll have to figure out a different set because I don't think this room will accommodate. I'm also going to need to go different places. Like maybe we'll work out at Ashton's private gym at her home, or we'll work out at Crux at the gym there. Maybe we'll shoot at the yoga studio. I don't know. But all of those are going to be new experiences for me. And there's some fear present. I can do it. I can do this, y'all. And there's going to be fear present. Look out for failure. It's going to happen as I navigate all these new and different challenges, new locations, new technological kind of setups with different cameras, different lighting, different locations, different audio setups. And that's the fear. Stretching and growing to meet the demands of a changing project, a changing Phil Phails. So those are the 3 things I wanted to talk about. Basically, like disappointment I'm experiencing now, excitement I have for the future and the projects I have coming up and the change, the synergy type of place I'm at, and the fear at learning new things and growing. Once again, I'd like to share tremendous gratitude for everybody that's visited the channel, everybody that's been on Phil Phails and taken the time to come over and sit in my living room and allow me to ask them tons of questions about their life. There's been some really vulnerable and intimate shares in people's life stories. There's been some great shares in people's domains of specialization, and I'm so grateful for both sides of that, the audience and the participants. I'm grateful to Austin Public and the city of Austin for this program that I'm a producer in. Y'all, please, as I'm wrapping up, consider subscribing, consider liking, consider making some comments. If you think of a metric for yoga, if you think a metric for any of these things I'm doing, how can I show growth and a journey of mastery in therapy? How can I show it in philosophy? How can I show it in yoga? How can I show it in fitness? What are metrics that could show someone's progress over time? Make a comment about it, or make any comment. Heck, I just enjoy the engagement. But please like and subscribe, comment, and choose one of these other videos. It might have popped up now. Maybe it's down there. Maybe it's up there. But I'm going to pop up some other videos you can go and watch. Maybe you watch one on mindfulness-based stress reduction with Mamata Misra, or you watch one of the Phil Phails at Philosophy book clubs with Grant Potts, or you watch the Phil Phails at Lifelong Learning with Ashton Johnson. Go check out one of my other shows and leave a comment there. Thank you so much for watching, and y'all have a good one. Peace.